Ariba and Ken, and we are back with a recipe tutorial for you guys. Zoraya is sitting there and she's gonna be talking the whole time. We tried to put her in another room, it's not working, so you're gonna hear baby talk throughout this video. So we're gonna be starting today with my stuffed chicken. We normally film recipe videos for our Instagram, and I recently started a recipe page a couple of months ago. It's called ARIBA_eats. So if you guys aren't following that, follow that for sure. And Ken's gonna be helping me because he always helps me cook. And he's usually the cutter of stuff, and I'm the cooker of stuff.
And the tester.
And the tester. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and get started. For the stuffing, you're gonna need about 8 ounces of mushrooms, 3 sweet peppers, 1 onion, a whole head of garlic, 2 tomatoes, about 10 ounces of spinach, and 4 sprigs of green onions, and 200 grams of feta cheese. So while Ken starts chopping up the vegetables, we're gonna start on the chicken. So I have about 4 chicken breasts here, and I had my butcher slice these quite thin. You can also slice the chicken breast up yourself at home. I just like my butcher doing it because it's faster. Okay, so you're gonna basically grab a meat tenderizer. If you don't have one, you can also use like a rolling pin or anything that you have to smash things with. So you're basically gonna cover it with some saran wrap, and then you're gonna take the flat edge of your meat tenderizer and you're just gonna tap it gently. And you don't wanna rip your chicken breast. So even though you're smashing it with a bit of pressure, be gentle at the same time. So now the chicken breast is kind of even on both sides and it's nice and thin. And then you're gonna set that aside, and that's what you wanna do for basically all of the pieces. And it shouldn't take that long because you can see one side is thicker and one side is thinner. So we're basically just focusing on the thicker area. The saran wrap prevents the chicken from tearing, so make sure you use it. So mashing the chicken like only takes a couple of minutes. It doesn't take that long, but this does give me a lot of power for holding it. I feel like, you know,
what's wrong with you?
Better cut those vegetables properly.
What's wrong with you? Ah, my shoulder.
You think I would actually hit you with this?
I don't know.
What you think I am?
Crazy.
So this is how the vegetables are coming along. As you can see, Ken is cutting them perfectly.
What? Jealous you can't do it like me?
Every time that we're cooking, he makes it look like we're catering or something. Like, his OCD cutting gives me anxiety. Except if we did a catering service, we would be like fired first day because you would be eating all the food.
There'd be no food.
There'd be no food to cater. So once I'm done kind of beating the crap out of my chicken, and all the slices are like nice and thin and even, we can go ahead and put them into a bowl, and we're gonna get these marinated and just ready to go. So for the marinade, we're gonna add 1/3 cup of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of parsley and oregano, and about 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika. And then you wanna add salt and pepper to taste. I'm adding about 1/2 teaspoon of each. And then you're gonna add about 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. And finally, 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. And then you just wanna mix the marinade. Once your marinade is mixed, you're gonna pour it on to your chicken.
Can I taste it?
No, you cannot taste it. Get all that delicious marinade all over your chicken. Once this is mixed up, we're gonna set our chicken aside. Go, mommy. She's like, go, mommy. Good? Thanks, Raya.
Thanks, Mama.
Okay, so once the chicken is marinated, we're gonna set the chicken aside, and you're not gonna eat the chicken raw. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but please don't eat the raw chicken.
How about the garlic?
No, ew, Ken. So while this is marinating, we're actually gonna cook our vegetables, and that should be enough time for the chicken to kind of marinate. If you want, you can marinate it a couple of hours before you start cooking, but honestly, I just let it soak in all of those flavors while I do my stir fry on my vegetables, and it turns out amazing every time. And we have our prince over here. With all of our stir fry vegetables. So you basically want to start with the vegetables that take the longest to cook. Those are the ones that go in first. So to get our stuffing started, we're going to start by stir frying our white and green onions, and then we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of oregano and parsley, some salt and pepper to taste, And then finally, we're gonna go in with the rest of the garlic, and it's about another tablespoon or so. So in total, I used 1 whole garlic head. I used half of the head for the chicken and then the other half for the vegetable stir fry. Go ahead and add our sweet peppers. So we're gonna add the yellow, the orange, and the red. Get those cooking. And once our sweet peppers start to soften up, we're gonna go in with about 8 ounces of mushrooms and 2 of our diced tomatoes and about 10 ounces of baby spinach. So normally I would like cover this dish because so that the spinach can kind of wilt and cook on its own. But this stuffing, you don't want to cover it because you don't want it to get saucy. It needs to remain kind of dry. So we have to cook this uncovered the entire time. Okay, so now we're going to take this stir fry and we're going to transfer it into a clear bowl. So now we're going to go in with about 200 grams of feta cheese.
Thank you.
And you're going to crumble it in. So we're just going to break it in half. And here, you can crumble 1 half and I'll crumble the other half. And I'm watching you.
What you watching?
I'm watching to make sure you don't eat it. So you just want to break it up with your fingers and just kind of crumble it in like that. So I know 200 grams of feta cheese sounds like a lot.
You feel real nice.
But it's
like Play-Doh.
It's really good. Because it's going to be stuffed inside the chicken, you want it to be cheesy.
We already got that COVID fat. That lockdown fat.
Guys, me and Ken are gaining weight by the second. This lockdown ain't it. This lockdown.
Well, once gyms open back up. Back to the
I'll believe it when I see it. I feel like you're getting comfortable, and so am I. And I like doing this while the stir fry is still warm, so that the cheese gets like nice and creamy and it blends in beautifully. Okay, so now we're gonna grab any kind of like lasagna pan or baking pan that you have, and that's what we're gonna be baking our chicken in. And at this point, you also wanna get your oven preheated at 375. So you wanna add about a tablespoon of the stuffing, and then you just wanna spread it out over the chicken like that. And then you wanna take kind of the wider end and you just wanna roll. Once you get to the end, you're gonna grab this flap and then just kind of roll it over like so, and that's it. And then you're just gonna place it. So you're gonna have tons of stuffing left over, and that's fine. What I like to do is either serve it on the side or boil some quinoa and mix it into the stir fry, and then you have like an extra side dish. So when you're stuffing your chicken, you want to make sure that you're using about a tablespoon of stuffing, and you just want to roll it very carefully. And when you're packing it into your lasagna pan, you want to make sure that it's nice and tight. Towards the end, if you feel like you have some pieces that are kind of ripped or broken, you can still use them. Just kind of pile them on top of each other and go ahead and put your stuffing on top, and you can roll the chicken up once again. And once it's cooked, no one is even gonna know that this is a broken piece. Just make sure you pack it nice and tight next to the other pieces, and it will be our little secret and no one has to know. And you're gonna pop it in for about 25 to 30 minutes. So it's gonna stay in at 375 for about 25 minutes. So while the chicken is cooking away, I like to be super productive, and I like to start cleaning the kitchen and just get things done. And if I get hungry while I'm waiting, I like to kind of snack on Zoraya's face. That kind of gets me through until the chicken's ready. All right, chicken's finally done and I'm starving, so we are ready to eat this. Yes! So as soon as I take it out of the oven, I like to take some of the drippings and separate them in a bowl and use the drippings to boil some quinoa. It makes a really, really flavorful kind of side dish, and it pairs really well with the chicken. And then I also like to kind of slice up the chicken if I have guests. It makes a really pretty presentation. It almost looks like chicken sushi. But if you just slice them up, you can see all of the layers and the stuffing, and it just looks super gorgeous. And I like to layer it on top of my quinoa and then serve it on the side of some kind of bread, and then just top it off with some fresh parsley. And we are done. How delicious does that look, guys? It's actually super, super tender and flavorful, and it's like having your meat and veggies all in one. All right, guys, we're gonna close the video off here. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Leave us some love in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you guys on the next one. And don't forget to follow my ARIBA_eats Instagram account for more recipes. Bye, guys.
Bye.